Let's get started for today's session. Almost everyone responds, how's your week? Busy, right? Why is that? Because we're dealing with ongoing challenges and growing challenges, and our capacity of handling those challenges are constantly facing challenges as well. Funny thing is, success and growth are never linear. Sometimes we make this assumption like, oh, okay, I want to invest in personal growth. I want to invest in my career growth. I wanted to invest in my spiritual growth, whatever. So there will be like going upward. But the truth is, they're more like a roller coaster. They never are linear. So this is one of my favorite diagram I steal from Ray Dalio, his famous principle for success. It's called 5-step process. First, you have to set the goals, and then you'll run into problems. That's when you see this nosedive. And then you have to make the diagnosis of the problems. Then, by borrowing tools or utilizing other people's tools, you will design a plan to get yourself out of the ditch. And then you start doing it. It's always like this, always. Once we notice this pattern, we'll know that whenever we make a goal, it's very normal that we will face challenges and we'll see problems. And then we keep doing what we do, and then we get out of it. And that's why you see success and growth is more of an upward spiral, but never linear. In a way, career, personal, and spiritual growth are like three racing horses. Sometimes we dive into career growth. We invest a lot of time and a lot of energy in that. And our career will have steady growth. And then we'll notice that, okay, our personal side and our spiritual side are kind of like behind. But in order to keep our life in equilibrium, in perfect balance, all three horses have to be growing together, at least in sequential order. But what's more important, I think, is the spiritual growth. And then we will definitely talk about spiritual growth in a future session. But today we're going to talk about how are we going to keep this balance? You know, the topic today is actually how are we going to bounce back and how are we going to get back on track if we accidentally fall off track. The truth is, we fall off track all the time. I believe all of you fall off track all the time. I'm a master in falling off the track. It is completely normal, and they're just part of the game. So we do not want to blame. We do not want to think, oh, okay, Mr. So-and-so, this coach or whatever, he is doing better. He is always perfect. The real question here is, when we follow the track, how are we going to climb back? How are we going to go back? That's the issue. That's the thing. I keep talking about this over and over and over. Please, please remember, everything is energy. Everything is energy. And remember the natural law of cause and effect. Sometimes when you do one thing and later you will see the consequential effect. In the same token, if you stop doing something, you will also witness the consequential effect. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not right now, but eventually it will manifest. I know, because once you ignore and skip several steps, that's proven to be effective and working, and you will see the results very, very quickly. So just remember a natural law of cause and effect. Hindu call it karma, another way of explaining cause and effect. And also the natural law of polarity. You know, the peaks and troughs. A lot of times when we are following certain regime, following certain ritual, and we are doing very well and we're like the best self. And then sooner you will notice that you go back to the trough and you probably find yourself the old habit come back, the old thought pattern come back, and the old subconscious language come back. That's perfectly normal because that's the battle of ego. Ego is like, oh, I'm not secure. What are you doing? You want to be a different person? You want to be another version? No. Get your butt back, okay? I'm not comfortable. That's why we see that constantly. This is almost like a pattern. And this is a law of polarity. Luckily, by mastering the law of polarity, if you are in one end, you can actually pull yourself back to the other end. This is rather philosophical. You just need to remember, because of this law, nothing stays the same. We can change it. Like I said earlier, energy is either suppressed, grounded, or channeled. Earthquake is a perfect example. Earthquake is a natural force, it's an energy. Platonic plates, they squeeze together and finally they broke out. They erupt, this lethal force. Buildings collapsed and people actually died. Unfortunately, we can predict the earthquake, but we cannot suppress or ground it or channel. And for lightning, this is almost like a kindergarten science. Ever since Benjamin Franklin did that famous experiment, flying a kite in a thunderstorm, he was using that kite to ground the lightning. And now we all have this lightning rod. Whenever there's a lightning, then this powerful voltage of electricity will be grounded through this rod and to the ground. So this is called grounding. Sometimes we, as human beings, we have energy trapped in our body. We don't know how to ground it, how to channel it. Turns out we use other means to suppress it, like salty food, alcohol, like cigarettes, or gambling, all kinds of vice. And people use those things to suppress their stress, suppress their bad energy. It's energy. We have to let it go. We have to ground it. If we're not let it ground it, we will find other ways to suppress it, and those energy will be trapped permanently. So stress and panic attacks are a huge amount or overwhelmingly amount of trapped energy. Some people choose to escape or avoid energy. Those things do not help. They may help temporarily, especially comfort food. That's the fastest way for our body to deal with stress, to deal with panic attack. But those things have negative consequences, like laws of cause and effect. Later, we feel like crap again, and we will be even more stressful to deal with the residual stress. And sometimes, naturally, our body will want to go to bed and to hide under the bed sheet. That's natural avoidance, escape mechanism. Workaholic is the same as alcoholic, because a workaholic is another way of escaping. Ungrounded, unchanneled energy turn into diseases or body fat. I put these pictures not to ridicule. If you have a chance, you visit Walmart. It's very easy to see people on those mopeds. I call those fat or trapped energy. The trapped stress, trapped low self-esteem, they look for food as comfort to suppress, but that energy was still there. Luckily, good news is exercising and meditation are the best grounding tool, period, according to science. Many people say, well, exercising is a good tool to build your energy and to make you feel young and feel vital and everything. Those are true. By all means, those are true. However, the best use of exercising is to ground those trapped energy, because those energy has to have an outlet. And meditation are very good tool. Recently, meditation has been this hot topic. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people also have some misconception about it. They think meditation is a religious practice, or meditation is either too easy or too complicated. I would say meditation is nothing but a tool. You want to harness this tool because it will ground your energy like a lightning rod. Exercising will raise your healthy cortisol level. We know that cortisol is an indicator for your stress. But healthy level of cortisol is actually a natural de-stressing tool. It will make you feel very relieved and will balance your hormone. That's why a lot of people, after they spend some time in the gym, they feel good. They feel very happy. The truth is, meditation, if you do well and make it part of your routine, it is very effective. First of all, many people are saying, well, we need to meditate for an hour. We can meditate for half an hour. That goal is too grandeur. That goal is not good for starters. The best way is to start with 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's it. And you can set a timer on your phone. Make sure you use the stereo headset. Before you close your eyes, here's a key word. Make sure you use 432 hertz. You can just use YouTube. There's a lot of those music. They're called binaural beats music. Those music are very easy to get you started in a meditative state. Why binaural? Our brain operates in waves, in frequencies. In the early morning when we wake up, our brain is in a theta wave. So theta wave is highly suggestible. You're almost in a hypnosis state. And then your brain will gradually turn into alpha wave. But during the day, when we're like in stressing, busy, waiting and emailing and all that, our brain operates at beta wave. But the best wave for our brain to operate at is the alpha wave. That's the wave that we're highly imaginative and highly intuitive. And also we are able to access our subconscious mind. We're able to quiet our emotions. So meditation is a way to get you to that alpha wave state. But using the music, the 432 hertz meditative music, binaural beats music, will easily get you to that state. And then close your eyes. When you close your eyes, try to focus your two eyeballs into the center of your eyebrow. Because behind the eyebrow, that's our pineal gland. The pineal gland is another brain organ that secretes lots of good chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, oxytocins, and all that. And channel your thoughts into observing your breathing. Naturally, you will think of, okay, what am I going to do today? What am I going to cook today? All kinds of stuff. But when your mind wandering off, just drag them back to the breathing. And just by doing that, your brainwave will gradually tune in to the alpha wave. In certain religious practice like Hinduism and Buddhism, they call this state samadhi. But in modern psychology, we call this state hypnosis state, highly suggestive state. So when you're in this state, your amygdala is quiet down. Basically, you're in a worry-free zone, and you have better access to your frontal lobe, which is your higher executive functioning. So when you're in that state, even for 5 minutes, you will feel refreshed. Our brain is more of like, and our mind is our logic and our rationale. But when we are trying to feel something, we use our heart. So that's why 432 hertz or 528 hertz music have been proven to be effective to open up or even have some kind of healing apparatus.